bienvenidos a este episodio, to this episode of Chiquis and Chill, you guys. I hope you all are having a great week and having a great day, and just be careful if you're driving and listening to my podcast. But thank you for listening. If you're cleaning the house, también, que se diviertan, que bailen. This is going to be a fun one, you guys. This is going to be a fun episode. People always ask me about my team, and I always say this, my team, I wouldn't be able to do what I do without my team. I truly believe that. It's something that I don't just say lightly. And with that, talking about my team, people have been asking me a lot about my new assistant, okay? And she is here today to talk with us. So welcome, Kim. Her name is Kim Gonzalez. Say hi. Hi, this is Kim. She's very nervous, you guys. Very, very nervous. But she's not being pressured to do this. Just FYI.
I am not under duress.
Yes, she is not. So Kim became my assistant in the beginning of this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, January 1st, basically. We were already kind of talking in December, and she's been around at some of my shows, and I was like, I like this girl. She's very quiet. She's very, efficient. I wasn't thinking during that time that you were going to be my assistant, but I was like, oh, okay. When someone brought it up, I said, hey, that's actually not a bad idea. Thank you so much. I started off as being my mom's assistant, so I know what it is to be an assistant. We're going to get into that right now. But anyways, since I started my career, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 assistants. Yes, they've all been great. You're the 5th. You are the 5th.
Johnny likes number 5, so maybe.
Yes, it's a good. Maybe. Yeah, I have 5 siblings. Yeah. 5 is a very significant number in our lives. So 5. Yes, let me make sure. 5. She's a 5th. Okay, so anyways, Kim, how are you?
You're my first.
Oh, nice. I love that. I love being people's first. But yes, good. Okay. So talking about that, first of all, how are you, Kim? How are you feeling right now?
I'm very nervous.
You're very nervous? Don't be nervous. You're here with Chiquis and Chill, and let's just...
I know. I'm like, it's just like, I know you guys, but... Yeah,
the producers, Pablo
I have an
overactive
Brianna, shout nervous out to system. I don't like it when people sing happy birthday to me either.
Oh, you don't like to be the center of attention. It drives you, it makes you feel...
I just get really nervous.
You get nervous. But... Okay.
Se me quita.
Yeah, se te va a quitar ahorita. Yeah. Anyways, you're good. You're happy.
You just described me as calladita. I said thing. I'm not going to correct you.
Yeah, no, I know. Las calladita, because she's not calladita, actually. When she gets comfortable, she's so hilarious. I was like, I think you need to do stand-up.
I've been told by so many people, and in my friends at work, they're like, you should do stand-up. And at the bar my friend goes to, they have open mic. And I signed up once, but I didn't go because I can't remember why. But I'd probably get canceled, honestly.
Because she says some off the wall shit, but I love it. She's just so straight out. So, okay, wait, before we get into that, what were you doing? Because I think a lot of people want to know, what were you doing before you became my assistant? I know the answer, but she's going to share it with you guys.
I was a stripper.
Yes, no, she worked the streets. I'm just kidding.
No, some strippers make good money.
Yeah, they do. No hate on that. Do whatever makes you happy.
I was a labor and employment paralegal. I did litigation. I did trials. I did that for 6 years, but I worked my way up.
Yeah.
So I got my paralegal certificate and associate's degree, and then from there I just started a small firm in Tustin, and then I went to a big firm. And then after that, I went to really close to my house to a firm with 2 badass partners where they just did trial work. They actually handled some cases with John L. Barber. If anybody knows law, they know who John L. Barber is. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
So then from that, I came with you. Yeah. But I'd been working with Richard because I know
Richard is my manager.
Richard, your manager, right? So it's kind of earlier you said that you had worked with me and all that. It was kind of like a training course.
Yeah.
Over the years.
Yeah, because you did some stuff in music. You were working
with Richard
and doing just a bunch of stuff.
That I did on the side, right? Yeah. So I helped Richard with booking. Actually, I helped him with Peso Pluma before Peso Pluma blew up. But I didn't actually get to help him with Peso Pluma because by the time he blew up and he started touring over here in the U.S., it was too late.
Yeah. Okay. But so you've always been into the music industry, you like it, you love music.
I love music, yeah, and I love all kind of music too. So yeah, and then I worked with him with because he does a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
and I've helped him with a lot of stuff. I've helped him with so much So I got to meet a lot of people because I also went to the conferences, las
Yeah.
conferencias that they have in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
4 times a year. I met a lot of people there.
Conferencias de los promotores.
Los promotores unidos ahí. And I would go with him. I met a lot of people there, and I still, ya me ha pasado 3 veces ya where I'm like around you and 3 people remember me.
Yeah.
From there. It happened to me with the guy from Live Nation. He was like, oh, you were at the conferencia.
You have a unique look.
Yeah, I did stand out because it's a bunch of men. A lot of Mexican men. It's like a little güerita right there.
You're a little güerita.
They don't always think I'm Mexican either.
Yeah. Talking about güerita, where are you from?
Yo soy de Guadalajara. Well, I'm de Tonaya.
She always loves saying it. So I
do. I say that to everybody. Yo soy de Tonaya, tierra de mezcal. Es como unas 3 horas de Guadalajara.
Yes.
I wasn't born there, but because I say I'm from there, people think I was born there, but I was born in LA.
Yeah.
But I was born in LA. My mom was from Paramount. I was born in Bellflower. And then I went to Mexico. Me llevaron recién hechecita, and then I came back 3rd grade. And then I've been here since 3rd grade, but I would go back and forth every year. So,
nice. Yeah, but she's a very proud Latina, and I love that. We get along very well. And this job is very different from your previous job. It's safe to say, and I'll tell you guys now, Kim is extremely smart. She's a very smart young lady. So when I first started having these conversations with her, I was like, dude, she's a paralegal. I was like, are you sure you want to do this job? Like, it's like, I was worried. I was like, I don't know if she's going to like it. But she's like, no, I'm ready. I'm ready for a career change. So talk to us a little bit about how different it is from because you had an office job and now we're everywhere.
Right.
in every way, we're everywhere.
Yeah.
Every day's different.
Every day, yeah. Yeah, I remember when you asked me, I wasn't expecting that because todo lo que yo hacía, can I speak Spanish?
Yeah, of course you can speak Spanish.
Everything that I did with Richard, like my that was my side job. That's what I would do on the weekends, or I would sometimes take time off. But that was like additional to I had my permanent day job.
Yes.
My desk job. But it was a little training course. Helping you with the music videos.
Yeah. She came out in Mi Problema, you guys. Go check it out. Kim and her daughter are in Mi Problema.
Mi Problema and El Honor.
El Honor, yes.
And Porque Soy.
And this is all before she started working with you. Yeah.
So I've been around.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I had a taste of it. And by the time you asked me, I just prayed on it. I was like, oh, this is weird. Because I had joked about it with Richard. Yeah. I was like, hey, if she ever needs an assistant, I can't remember why. Oh, I think we were like on set and he was like, that's pretty cool, huh? And like you were getting fanned and all the cameras were on you and it was like beautiful. And I was like, honestly, like I would want that job. And I pointed at Omi then, who was your assistant. I was like, that I envy her more than, because I don't like the attention.
Yeah.
He was like, isn't that cool? I was like, I would want that job. And I kind of just put it in his ear, but I was just kidding.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't think that it would come to fruition.
Yeah.
And so by the time you talked to me about it, I prayed on it and it felt right. So I go based off of feelings.
Me too. That's how I am.
But it is very different.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Very stressful, huh?
So it's like a different kind of stressful.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you remember, but the first month, I think you asked me how I was feeling, and I said I feel like I was on vacation. I have to go back to work.
Yeah,
like when do I go back to work? I was like, oh, they're gonna get mad at me because I haven't gone back to work. Like, when do I go back? Did I ask for too much time off? So that was weird.
Yeah, that transition for sure.
Right.
Yeah, because I always say this, and I've said it many times. I had Omi on the podcast as well and everything. And I've shared that whole thing with you guys, which is why now Kim is here. Because some people might think like, Chiquis, why are you even sharing this? Or why are you sharing, why not? Because I started off as an assistant. I have shared so much with you guys on this podcast. So I want you guys to know, it's not easy. I know it's not easy being an assistant. I was there. That's the way I started. And we'll ask him right now, but I consider myself a pretty chill boss, maybe sometimes a little too chill. And I've learned that sometimes some people, not everyone, takes your kindness for weakness. And I've had to toughen up a little bit. But how are you feeling? And honestly, I wasn't even really planning. I have my notes here, but you guys know I always just talk from the heart and I want to have a conversation with you. How are you feeling? Like how, especially that first day of the tour, it was tough, you guys. I've never felt that pressure any other tour ever in my life. I think because we've leveled up. So she came in and she was kind of just thrown into it.
Yeah, when you said that, it made me feel a little bit like, all right, it's not just me.
It's not just you. No.
Because I've been on tour with you before. Well, like not like the whole tour, but I've been to your shows.
And they weren't
And
as
I've
crazy.
been to multiple shows in a weekend as well.
Yeah.
So I've done that. But the pressure was real. There was just so much going on, and there were a lot of cameras there.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. Yeah, we had the docu there.
We
had Gordo y la Flaca.
And then Julio's filming, and then Omi's filming, and then Jennifer's like, I need this video. There's just like, it was a lot. And then there was that, and then there was the production going on where it's like getting this and this and that, and we're getting something mailed in today that didn't get there on time.
Yeah.
And then just a lot. It was a lot, but I was already familiar with it. But the reason why I felt the pressure was because I want to do my job right.
Yeah.
And if something
I love that about you.
Thank you. If something doesn't go right, it's like, fuck, that's on me.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't something that I did, sometimes you have to depend on other people doing their job, but it's still my job to make sure that they're doing their job or something, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing.
But it was a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and we all felt it. It's just, we have the responsibility of like, now we have Live Nation and it's just different. There's more production. Right. And it's always, the first show is always nerve-wracking. And when I told you that, I was like, I really feel it. I understand. But I'm very, very patient because, again, I know what it is to be in your shoes. And I also, as a boss, have made mistakes in my past that I don't want to make, and I want to learn from my mistakes and always be better every single day. So anyways,
I think you are. You said you think you're a chill boss. I think you are.
Yeah. Thanks.
And I think you've sometimes said, I think you think that you're tough sometimes. I don't think you are. I think you're just stern. You're just straight up. You're like, nope, we're not going to do it like that. And some people get like, but I think I appreciate that more. Yeah. Like if you say this needs to be done like this, like I'll get that. And I think we work well like that.
Yeah. So we have good communication for sure.
And then I don't get offended either.
And I've learned to like we can't get everything done in a day. Before it's like, I want all of this to get done. And now I'm like, no, it's not even healthy. And I've learned to like even scale back with myself. And before I used to have my to-do list, I'm like, I want to check it all off today. No, like I'm chill. Like I'm like, I can't put that pressure on her. And I don't want, for me, it's so important that anyone that works with me or works for me is happy doing their job. When they're not, it's just not going to work. And I feel it.
I think we are, because there have already been a few comments here and there, when people say, oh, we like your vibe. Like when we're in glam and there's like a little group of us. Yeah. I can't remember. I think Jennifer Neiman said it once. She was like, oh, you guys' vibe is so refreshing. And somebody else too. It's happened a few times. Yeah. Where they compliment our energy.
Yeah,
like
that's
when
the best
we're working
together. Where it's like it feels peaceful. Like, and that's what I want, because I want to be that in everyone's life.
We're
that's
getting
what I thrive
along,
on.
And we're cracking jokes and we're laughing.
Yeah. Is it safe to say though now that it does not feel like a vacation anymore? Like the first month?
No, it feels like work now. So I got my routine now.
Okay.
I have my routine now, and I'm doing okay. I didn't answer your question. I'm sorry. I'm good. I feel better now. After the first show, I felt a lot better.
Yes.
And then I don't know if we can talk about the second show, but
yeah, we can. I mean, a little bit. The second show, that's when the miscarriage happened.
Well, and then the first show, so like I felt that pressure too, because I already knew, and so I was like watching out for that too. Yeah. And it's like, you're going up the thing. And I was like, oh my God, she can't fall. You tripped a little bit.
I did. I almost
fell.
And
I was right backstage when that happened. And I was like, fuck, my head's... Sorry, I don't know if I could cut.
You can say fuck. It's fine.
Because I was right behind you and I saw when that happened, and I stuck my head up above the stage a little bit. And so I'm sure, I don't know if people saw me like a little gopher right there sticking. I was like, oh my God. Because... that scared me a little bit.
No one knew. No one knew.
Yeah.
The banda, Richard, no one knew. And it was just Emilio. Jessica didn't even know my makeup artist. So it was a little nerve-wracking. I was like, oh my God, I'm never afraid to walk in heels. But that first show, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I can't fall. Yeah. But I was like, I'm still going to be a baddie. Yeah. Because I want to be that girl 7 months pregnant with some big ass heels. Maybe.
Yeah, I can see that.
So then the second show came along, because the first show was very stressful. The second one, everything was so chill. Like I felt so good. I was like, hey, are you feeling better? She's like, oh my God, I feel so much better.
It was so much easier.
It was so
yes. I was like, okay, I think we needed to go through that first show.
Yes.
There was just a lot of people there. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of...
It was a lot.
Going
Too
on.
Much.
Right. So by the second show, we were like, we got this. And then we didn't get it.
We didn't get it. Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's how it was. And we were like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden came the cramps.
Yeah.
And then, it just went from there. But anywho, I mean, I think it was just the first show. What is a typical day with me, actually?
Right. Typical day. I think what people probably wouldn't like a typical day with you as your assistant. Mm-hmm. I don't think people really understand how much outside of the music stuff that needs to get done. Mm-hmm. Like the house stuff, the business stuff. There are a lot of emails.
Yeah.
And then my favorite part really is Pancho and Rayo. Yeah. When you're like, can you help with Pancho and Rayo? Yeah, like that's my favorite part. Yeah. They're like my favorite coworkers.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And then they follow me around the house.
Yeah, they love you so much.
And I talk to them all day. And then I can't remember. I think it was Emilio who was like, who are you talking to? And I was like, the dogs, duh. And he was like, okay.
You keep things very interesting. I really enjoy my time with you. Like I like having you around. When you're not around, I'm like, hey, I miss you. It's the weirdest thing because it's like, I don't know. I have a lot of peace with you.
Oh, okay, thanks.
And I love that. And also, we've talked about it a few times. I'm like, hey, if this becomes too hard for you, if this is too much, let me know. Because the good thing is I know you're going to be fine. Because you have your job. Like, I know everyone wants you back. Like, when she first started working with me, one of her old bosses contacted her and said, hey, I'm starting my own firm. I left so-and-so, and I want you to come work with me. And she's like, hey, can you tell my new boss that?
I was like, because I had him on the phone. I was like, can you let her know how great I am?
And he's like, he did. He's like, you're so lucky to have her. I'm like, I know, dude. Thanks.
Yeah. He ended up not starting his own firm. He went to defense, and he's cool. But yeah, a lot of my bosses, yeah.
Yeah, they want you back. So that makes me feel
I think I'm a good employee. That's why I'm good.
You really are. And that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. What I love about you is that, and what also worries me at the same time is like you want to be so, like, you want to do everything perfectly. Like, you want to do your job well. And I love that. Even if you take a little bit longer to get something done, I know it's going to get done well. It's going to be done. I don't have to remind you or say, hey, you didn't do this right. Like, she's a fast learner and I'm not worried. I'm not stressed. I'm like, okay, Kim will handle it. It won't be right now, maybe. And that's fine. But it'll get done. And it always does. So you are definitely very good at what you do.
Thank you.
What is the hardest part of your job, do you feel?
I think for me right now is kind of getting to know what to prioritize. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I want to ask you, other times I don't want to bug you. So sometimes I even double, triple make sure, even if like it's like you already told me, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
But prioritizing, like, hey, do you think this is more important or this is more important? What do you want? Like,
yeah, because I have like a list of them, like, hey, let's get this done. And I've learned also to communicate that. I'm like, hey, this is the priority list, like, and that's secondary.
Right.
Just so that she doesn't feel so pressured. Because again, it's not just my music. It's the household. It's my personal calendar, my businesses. It's a lot.
All of them.
All of them. All of my businesses. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I get that. And I want to get better at that as well. Saying, hey, Kim, like, don't worry about this. This is secondary. Let's focus on this. And I think we're good at communicating. And I think that makes the biggest difference.
Yes. I think I'm getting better at it. I think.
Yeah, you definitely are. Yeah. And that's why I'm like, it's going to happen. It's only been 6 months, right?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
6 months.
That's half a year.
Yeah. How do you feel? Are you?
It doesn't feel like half a year, but also
doesn't.
I feel like I can't really remember my life before.
Yeah.
Like, what did I do before? I can't remember.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the coolest part of your job? Any like perks? Anything that you feel like, oh, this is dope. This is what I like.
Well, I think this job is very, very demanding, but very rewarding. Mm-hmm. I love my job because it's fun. I get to interact with people, all your people, the music. I think it's cool.
There are times where she's randomly like, she's like, I'm very happy. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah,
I love my job.
Here,
like,
guys.
out of nowhere, she'll just say, and I'm like, oh, that makes me happy.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like,
I'm like, because if we're doing something cool, like we went to New York City, I was like, dude, I'm so fucking glad I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, thanks for bringing me.
Because we get to travel and we get to do a lot of fun stuff. Yeah. I mean, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Kim is also a mother. She's a mother of two beautiful girls. I forgot about that. Yeah. She's a mom, Zelda and Leah. And that's one thing that worried me a little bit was because I was like, dude, she's a mom. But you're a very present mom though, even though we're traveling and doing stuff, like you're always in contact with them. Your mom takes care of your girls. So that gives me peace.
My mom came back to live with me to help me to take care of my girls. So I really appreciate her for that.
And how do they feel about you working with me, your girls?
So I asked them, and Leah had already fallen in love with you from the Mi Problema when she came out, remember?
Yeah.
So she's been following you since then, and she's like your fan and all that. She loves you. And but I asked them just to see what they would say. And Leah was like, oh my God, yes, Mom. You have to. She was like, you have to do that job. And then Zelda loves you too.
Yeah, I love them. She gave me a little note yesterday. She's like, you were the best singer ever. I was like, oh, I love you.
Yeah. They really wanted me to take the job. And then I think just recently, these last couple weeks, Zelda's very like emotional and communicative. And she's like, Mom, I miss you. Aww. And I'm like, then text me back. Text me back because I call them and FaceTime them and I text them and sometimes I'm like, look where I am, and they're like, yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, you're like
I'm trying to like have
please contain your excitement. You told them the other day.
Yeah, because I was like, whoa, look at this, and they were just like, okay, and I was like, okay, guys, please calm down. Yeah, because they don't care sometimes.
Yeah,
but I always talk to them, and then I brought them yesterday. They were with me. I spent a little day with them yesterday, so I bring them when I can.
I love them.
Yeah, they like coming around. And they love you.
They're good kids.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try.
And do you feel like, I mean, do you want to be in a relationship, or are you in a relationship?
No, you're my relationship right now.
Oh, okay. Nice. And you're happy with that?
Yeah. I'm going to give you a solid year or two or whatever. And then maybe I'll have a relationship depending on, how much money they have and all that.
Yeah. So, but right now you're totally like not emotionally available. Like is it by choice? Is it just like because of this job, or you're good right now?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, you're chilling. Because I feel like right now your priority from what I see is like your job, your girls, and that's it. Like sometimes I'm like, hey, Kim, you're off. Go get your nails. And she's like, oh, no, I'd rather sleep. I'd rather read a book. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, so like when I'm at the house, like, I could go do my nails. But then I'm just like, that takes like, what, an hour or two if I get a pedi?
Yeah, it does take a while.
Yeah, and my mom's been taking the girls for me, so I don't have to take them. So they're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd rather sleep. I have so many books to catch up on. But now that I feel like got the tour stuff situated, I'm going to start reading on the plane.
Promise you it's going to get easier from here. It is. Right. It's just now that we're kind of getting into like the rhythm of things, it's going to get easier.
Once it's more like just like reflexive.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Like when I see Omi, she's just like, pah, pah, pah.
Yeah. Like well, Omi was with me for 10 years, guys. So it's just,
So I learned a lot from seeing her like.
Yeah. And they get along very well, which I love. Yeah, Omi's my old assistant, you guys. She was on the podcast. Yeah. All right. What's something that most people don't know about me that you would say? Like something that you probably before you started working with me didn't know, and it's like something that, I don't know, it could be anything.
Oh, she's hilarious.
I am?
She's actually really funny, but she's more like this, like, I'm more like deadpan, like sarcastic.
Love that type. Love that humor. And
you're more like I love when you go, oh, really?
Oh, really, baby? Oh, really? I do that. I'm funny. Oh, my God.
And, like, the most annoying part, like, or when you go, what else do you do when you go? I don't know. It's just
Richard hates
say funny. Yeah, it's so funny.
I can be funny, especially like if I'm like not stressed. I'm just like, oh, very loose.
Yeah, like
not down there, but
you cracked me up sometimes.
Good, that makes me happy. Okay, so is there any advice that you could give someone that would like? Because I get this a lot. A lot of people are like, oh, I want to work for you, Chiquis, and stuff like that. I'm like, it's not as easy as you guys may think, guys. Is there any advice that you would give someone if they want to be like a celebrity assistant?
I think the only reason I got this job is just knowing people. Mm-hmm. So I think more like, am I the most qualified assistant? Probably not. I'm sure there's somebody out there somewhere who probably knows more or would do certain things better. Right. But for me, it was just, I knew someone. So networking. Mm-hmm. And also, I think just more like our personalities flow.
Yeah.
So I think we're like little puzzle pieces. You're the alpha, I'm the beta. We're good. Like that.
Yeah. And it fits nice.
Yeah. It's like a little puzzle.
Yeah.
And then I've also had certain very specific life experiences that I think complement yours. Mm-hmm. Like also because, well, I mean, I don't think somebody has to be Mexican to be your assistant, but I think that's a life experience that I bring with me that complements your life experiences. and just like a lot of things. And then even like I think very specific things that I've also mentioned to you, like that I can apply to the situation. So I think I'm very bad at answering questions. So if I don't answer a question, just let me know.
No, you're answering it perfectly, actually.
My feedback or advice would be network, right? Like find something you like and network. Because when I met Richard, I met him through working at an event center. I started off like just selling tickets at the box office, and I would do that for fun because I would go sell tickets at the box office, and I got to meet a lot of bandas and musicians and people because they would let us go backstage. After the show, they would let us stay. I met like name it, all the main bandas. I've seen them. That's how I met Richard.
So you don't get like starstruck, which is kind of cool too.
I never have though. Like I don't.
It's not like part of.
The like although I admire you and your music and like what you do and everything, I don't really like think like I don't fall into like the celebrity aspect of it with you or with anyone. It'd be I think very few people who I'd be like amazed at meeting, and it's probably like honestly like my favorite journalist, not a musician. Does that make sense?
For sure.
But yeah, so network. I remember for a long time when I would do the events, it would be like on my days off, and it'd be like 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. type of thing.
Oh, damn. Wow.
Yeah, like I'd have to leave my house at 8 and I'd get home like at 2, 3 in the morning and have to work the next day.
Oh, my goodness.
But I pushed through it because...
So you've always been so hardworking.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And honestly, that wasn't even a lot of money, but for me, it was fun. And I wasn't thinking like,
for the
one
experience.
day, the experience. And then people would tell me like, oh, you shouldn't go. Like, you shouldn't go do that. Why are you even doing that? And I would tell them, well, for me, it feels right. It's fun. I like it. And I'm just always putting myself out there. And I was always doing work outside of work. So it wasn't just my day job. I was always either going to work and going to school or working at events or picking up stuff. Like I did a few like brand ambassador things here and there with the music stuff. So that's what it's just put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to fail, because I mean I didn't succeed at everything, but I just put myself out there, network, and just échale ganas.
Échale ganas.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You took a risk.
Yeah, don't be afraid of failing, because
yes, that's what I always say.
Yeah.
It's part of learning and growing and knowing and having that taste of failing. As weird as it sounds, it really helps you and makes you appreciate success even more so. So I truly believe that. I know certain people in your life were kind of worried about you taking this job because they said that it's not like a real job or something like that. How do you feel? Is it a real job? Is it a real job?
Yeah. Yes, it is a real job. It's a fun job. I think people are just jealous.
Yeah, we're not going to say names.
I was going to say, do you want me to say who it was?
No, right. We're not going to say who. But
I don't care.
But but some people did say that, and I was just kind of like, damn, that sucks, because this is, I worry a lot because I'm like, damn, like, because I care about people that, like, I really genuinely care for everyone that works with me. I want to make sure they're okay. I want to make sure she rests. I'm like, hey, please take some days off, like spend time with the girls, because I don't want her to feel so worked, or what is it? So overworked. Thank you. So overworked that she's just like, F this, and she starts resenting me.
No, I wouldn't do that.
But I think that if we have open communication, I think everything will be fine. But it definitely is a real job, and it's a fun job. I feel like it could be very fun, but it is stressful, and I understand. But I just want you to be happy more than anything.
I am happy. I don't think it's stressful. I think there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And I think
it's probably pressure that you put on yourself.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do put that. I don't think I've ever I'm not type A or perfectionist, but I do want to do a good job.
Yeah. But that's why everyone loves you. All your employers.
As an employee, I've always had. They always want me back.
Yeah. That feels good, huh?
I've never left a job where they don't want me back because I always do more than what is needed. And
I
even,
love to do that.
Even having worked in labor and employment, like I would, knowing that, I would like if I needed to take a call in the middle of the night, file something in the middle of the night, on my vacation, respond to text messages, even though I know you're not technically supposed to do that. Like that's just something I would do. And I never held it against anyone, and I would just willingly do it or respond anyway. Yeah. Because that's how I am. Yeah. Or work off the clock. Like, oh, I'm clocked out, but I need to do this. I'll just do it.
Yeah, that's how I am. I love to over-deliver and over-exceed, and I just love to do a good job. Like, it's just, I don't like to half-ass anything. I think that's why we get along. Yes. Because we're a lot alike in different things, and then we're so different. So we balance each other out, and I love that. But yeah, I mean, I think Kim, besides my sister, was the other person I told when I got pregnant.
Yeah. Like I feel like just because you kind of had to, right? Because I'm with you every day. So.
Yeah, no, but I felt if I wouldn't have trusted you with the information, I wouldn't have told you, like, no matter how, like, you know what I mean? But yes, it helps that I trust you, and it helps that you give me peace, and that I knew you were going to give me the best advice. So,
right, because I've been pregnant.
And you've been pregnant twice. Yeah. So I was like, hey, dude, can I eat this, man? I want this hot dog. Oh. You're like, no, don't eat hot dog.
The hot dog one I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know until afterwards. I didn't know that one. Yeah. Okay, so I know we talked about, like, the first day of the tour and everything, and, like, how stressful that was. But do you remember your very first day at work with me? Because it was at the house, yeah? How was that?
I think we went to Tijuana that day, right?
Oh, that's right. We did.
I think we did.
Into TJ. That's how we started. We started off with a bang.
Yes. I just remember I started, and that was the first day I met Pancho. That was the first day I'd gone to your house. Yeah. I hadn't gone to your house before. And I met Pancho, and we hit it off.
Yeah. You guys did.
And I love Pancho. And then, so I just remember, but I think you were really good at measuring, because you didn't, like, lay everything on me this first day.
Yeah, I'm not very good at training.
You gave me, no, but you didn't. That's what I'm saying, is that you were really good at not laying everything out on me the first day. You gave me, like, these little things.
I didn't want to overwhelm you.
Added on.
Yeah.
Right.
Because then I was kind of on a break in the beginning of the year. I was kind of like on a break. A lot was going on, but I wasn't working as much as we are now.
There was a lot going on. You were on a break, but you had just had your surgery. Yeah. You were sober. Mm-hmm. Like, you were sober from a lot of stuff, so there was a lot of that going on. Yeah. And then you were getting your house redecorated. Right. And you were getting your shed built. And your pool replastered. There was
something going on. There was a lot going on. Yeah. There was a lot going on.
Oh, and then you were, what is that thing called? The harvesting your eggs.
Oh, yes, that? I was IVF.
You were going through the IVF too.
Yeah, I did a lot during those first 3 months.
Also recording your album. Yes. And you were still doing your business aside. So I think the first month I really got acclimated to your businesses. I was like, okay, those are your businesses. These are your business partners. These are all your people. I met a lot of, like, your people.
Yeah, my friends and my business partners. And yeah, because it wasn't like I trained her and I said, hey, like, this is how it's going to be. From my last assistant, who I don't think we ever had on the pod. But she kind of just transferred everything to you. Like, hey, these are the passwords. This is what you need to know. But there's not like a training. Like, I'm like, I just kind of like threw you in there.
Like, hey, can you do this for me? Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like kind of little by little. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna overwhelm her, but this is what
and you still you always, like, instead of asking me to do something, you always say, can you please do me a favor? Yeah. And then you tell me, can you do this? And I'm like, yeah, it's my job.
You're like, hey, that's my job. Yeah, because I'm not that kind of person where I'm just like, you have to do what I say, and I'm like, I like treating people like humans. It doesn't matter if you're my assistant. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. I like to treat people the way, like, I want to be treated. So I always say please, and I say thank you. And sometimes even if I'm rude, I'm like, hey, I apologize. I'm in a bad mood today. Like, I don't think you've been rude to me. No. I think I'm good with giving you your space. Yeah. You're very good at reading the room and the energy. Like, yeah.
So I won't ask questions. I won't just, like, sit in the back.
Like, like, you're chilling. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm also eager to please. So, and I'm a little bit socially awkward. So I think that's, like, getting used to that a little bit.
I love it. I enjoy it. I'm socially awkward. I mean, I don't know. Everyone around me loves you. They think you're so hilarious.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, everyone really likes you. Yeah, that's the truth. That is the truth. I swear. All right. It's the truth. People like you. People like, I've gotten a lot of great comments that you're very efficient and you get shit done. And I like that you're not out there trying to be people's friends. Like, you're cool, you're polite, but it's like, this is my job. I'm going to get it done. I need that in my life.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I had it before. It was just like people trying to be friends, and then things were being said behind my back. Feedback. I can't with that, dude.
I have had a few people like, hey, let's go get a coffee. And it's like they're not even in your immediate circle. They're like around you. And I'm just like, yeah, of course. And then I just like...
Yeah. Is it dudes?
No, not like that.
Okay.
No, I haven't get hit on. I actually don't get hit on a lot.
That's ridiculous.
I really don't. I think
that's one thing I told my banda though. Do not. She is completely off limits. We're not, and she would never. But I'm just saying them because they're dudes, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of them are married, a lot of them aren't. But it's like, don't get horny. We're not doing this.
But I don't think even before that, since I've been around and I've already met them.
Yeah. They're really respectful.
I've known them for a while. They're very respectful, but I mean, I don't really like them.
If anyone's ever disrespectful to you, let me know.
Oh, I would.
I'll handle it.
I think I have where I'm like, well, this person said it like this. And I just put it out there.
Oh, no.
Like, just so you know.
But pinche paro.
Yeah.
Do not. I will I feel very overprotective of you already, which is...
Oh, thanks.
I do. I feel like I need to protect you. I gotta, I want to make sure you're okay because I don't want people taking advantage.
I feel like that too. Yeah. I'm not a pushover, but I'm just like very, like, I just let shit slide. But when I do need to stand up, like when I did this last weekend, when I need to say like, yeah, that wasn't okay. Like I'm really good at that.
Yeah. What's our thing that we talked about? We have to be gracefully
assertive.
Gracefully assertive.
Yes.
It's like and I say this on the podcast all the time. There's nothing wrong with being, people are like, oh, you sugarcoat things. I don't sugarcoat things. What it is I'm very stern. I'm very direct. I don't have to be a bitch to be like, to try to get someone to do something. It's just like, hey, this bothered me. And some people don't like it. When I say something, they get so offended. I'm like, I wasn't even mean about it, but you're just not used to me saying something.
Yeah, we're the same in that. Where like people call me a bitch, and I'm not a bitch.
Yeah,
like I don't have a bitch demeanor. I don't have a bitch personality.
You're not like that. Yeah,
but because I say things like, no, that's not okay. Like, don't do that again. And they're like, oh, you're a bitch. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just telling you how it is. You just
don't like that I'm actually speaking up and standing up for myself.
And I'm very honest and like rip the Band-Aid. Like, if you're like that too, where you say that's not okay. Or like if you have something to say to somebody, you'll say it right then and there before you forget. I cannot. Like, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I need to tell the person. You do.
Because then I harbor it and it just becomes like something just nasty and toxic in my body. So I'm just like, I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
And I love sending voice notes.
I harbor stuff. I need to be more like you in that.
I know,
just like,
because then it makes you, put
I'm
it in
like,
my pocket.
let's just deal with that later.
No, put it in my pocket. No, you got to take that shit out because then it starts weighing and they become rocks. They become rocks. So, anyways, we'll work on that. But we're gracefully assertive and we're good. And my whole thing is, are you happy?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Are you sure?
I am happy to be here.
All right, cool.
I love my job.
We love you.
Are you happy that I'm here?
I am very happy.
Yes.
Emilio and I really like you very much. We love you.
Really?
Emilio loves you.
He's great.
He's a man of very few words. So when he says something, I listen because he's usually always right.
Yeah.
Very. And I've learned that. And I'm like, I don't even argue at this point anymore. He's like, I don't know about this person, baby. We got to be careful. And he's always right.
Yeah.
Always. And with you, I'm not just trying to like, you guys joke around a lot. But like, he's like, I really like him. Like, I enjoy having her around. She doesn't bother me. And that makes me happy.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Because we get our sense of humor.
Yeah, you guys like have the same.
Like if I cut him off, he's like, "You just cut me off, dude. Don't do that again." And I'm just like cracking up. Like he's like, "I'm serious," but he's joking.
Yeah,
I'm like that.
Yeah,
and it's just like
you guys get along very well.
He's like, "Oh, you ruined that. Thanks."
Yeah, and people have asked me, you guys, honestly, they've asked me like, it doesn't worry you that you have a young, pretty assistant?
You think I'm pretty?
Around your man? Yes, you're beautiful. And I'm like, no, I trust you.
You're way hotter than me.
Oh my gosh, Kim.
Nobody in their right mind would ever.
You're freaking insane. Like, you're so hot. Yes, people have asked me that. I swear, there's been 2 people that have asked me. And I'm like, I leave my house.
Tell me later who was on it.
Yeah, I'll tell you later. But I leave my house and you guys are there alone. I don't worry. I would not have you as an assistant and I would not be marrying him if I felt that I can't trust you. If I didn't trust you guys, you wouldn't be in my house. I would not be with him. Why am I going to fucking torment myself like that? I'm like, no, he knows what he needs to be respectful. You're very respectful. And that's it. So it's not I'm not intimidated by other women's beauty. You know, it's like,
you think
you're beautiful and you're intelligent and any guy would be freaking honestly blessed to have you as a girlfriend. And I know that'll come, and I'm going to make sure that they come through me first. I'm like, hey, what do you do? How are you? Because I'm not going to let anyone hurt you as long as I'm in your life.
Oh, okay.
You know how you already know how I am.
Yep.
So, We ain't gonna say anything else.
You can. I don't mind if you want to say something. How
No.
much time do you have? You can. Yeah,
No.
I don't mind. But
No, I don't.
I was gonna say, like, so I've had, like, how you say, like, you don't mind me hanging out with your boyfriend. I've had friends tell me that since high school. Like, I've always been like that, where I'm cool with my friends, guys, and I've never done anything.
Because you're very respectful.
But I've had my friend one time. She said, it never escapes me. But I had a friend in high school, and I remember she's like, dude, I dreamt that you went to a bar with my man and I was just cool with it. And you guys were just chilling at a bar. And I was like, that's a funny dream, but it stuck with me. And then, like, now I have my friend, like, with her husband. Sometimes we send each other memes.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, who are you
like
texting?
A group chat?
No, like, I'll just send her husband a
okay.
meme. And she's like, I like, look at what I sent him. And she's like, I love that you guys are friends.
Yeah, because yeah. I mean, I get it. That's why I wouldn't, I don't mind. Because I was like, it just came to my mind right now because some people said it. But honestly, like, I am
Well, it's because, like, Omi's always, like, throwing herself at Emilio. That's why she's always like...
She is. Oh my God. When people watch the first episode of the freaking docu that we're doing, oh my God, you guys are gonna see what we're talking about when it comes to Omi and Emilio, because she's always just saying, oh wow, Emilio looks hot today,
shit like that. Yeah, it's funny.
It's hilarious.
I love that. I wouldn't joke like that just because that's not my personality, but when she does it, it's funny.
Yeah. Well, there it is. You guys have asked about Kim a lot through my DMs and even at shows. Like, oh, I haven't met your new assistant. Is she going to be nice to us? Like, fans. I'm like, of course she is. There are just certain things and boundaries now that we're setting just for my life and stuff that wasn't necessarily respected before. Not necessarily by, like, my boss bees, but other people that worked for me that I just want. Things are changing, but for the better, I feel. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of this podcast, for listening, for always coming week after week. I hope that you guys grow and learn through my podcast. And yeah, this one was for the fans because they kept asking. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And I'll catch you on the next episode of Chiquis and Chill. Peacers. Say bye.
I didn't embarrass you, did I?
No, you didn't. Say bye to everyone.
Oh.
No, she did not embarrass me.
I thought we were done. I'm sorry.
This is a production of iHeartRadio and My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcasts and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.